Great day, amazing humans. Yes, welcome to Empowering Bytes. This is where we keep it short and sweet. But who is the we? Well, the we is me, Nkechi, and
I'm Gaby with 1B. Pleased to be the co-host of these Empowering Bytes where we keep it short and sweet.
E to the A to the B to the what? Mamone! That is Gaby 1B Mamone. Let's go, girl. Let the show begin. Great day, amazing humans. Yes, welcome to the next episode of Empowering Bytes on the Empowered in My Skin podcast. As she says it, so will I. We keep it short and sweet. And so I'm here with my sweet. She's not so short.
You're not bite-sized.
Co-host Gabriella Mamone.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Nkechi. So you're not bite-sized.
No, I'm not. I had my doctor's appointment today, and I think I'm getting shorter because I was like,
For real?
I've always been like 5'6" and something. Today I was 165 centimeters, so I did the conversion, and it says it's 5'4".
Well, that's interesting. I knew that could happen when people reach a certain age.
I know, but anyway, I don't know. Maybe they were always lying to me. Maybe I was always 5'4".
Well, you're still.
I don't feel 5'4". I actually
Yeah.
don't feel 5'4". I feel like I'm 5'6", so I don't know what happened there today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're still mighty, regardless of your size. Regardless of your size.
Yeah, I really don't think I'm 5'4". I don't feel 5'4", although 5'4" is the average height for women in Canada.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Okay.
All right. So we had a preliminary chat to those that are listening about today's episode. It's quite fascinating. So for it to fully resonate, we would like you to think about a time where you were chatting with someone or several people, let's say in a meeting or in your household, and you felt awkward, or you felt uncomfortable, or you felt angry, like they weren't listening to your opinion, or you just knew that feeling, you were off in that gut.
Or you felt like you weren't enough.
Or you weren't enough. Something was off. The conversation wasn't going the way you hoped. So think about that for a moment. What is that situation? Okay. Now, how did you handle it? And if you could turn back time, would you have handled it differently? Today's topic is about the importance of, do you want to say it?
Leaning back. Relaxing and leaning. I'm going to add the relaxing and leaning back. And so
I love it.
Yeah, it's so funny. We were, I don't know if it's because, hi, YouTubers.
Hey, YouTubers.
we were pretty big B-roll. I think it was like 34 minutes. And we were just shooting out like ideas for some episodes because we're recording. You're gonna see now we're on blast because now you're gonna see that we're in the same outfit, I have the same wig. For like a few episodes. Anyway,
that's okay.
So, but we don't care. Yeah, so we're shooting the S, but we're shooting the stuff about some episodes. And so then I said, oh my gosh, this one. And so I was sharing a real experience where I was in a situation and I started and you have that feeling, like there's that feeling that comes up where there's something very physiological that happens to your body, right? Like it changes, the physiology of your body changes, like something changes, like you get tense, you feel icky in your stomach, or just something changes. And I'm reading this book called The Untethered Soul. And I think what I love about this book is it really is teaching me how to untether myself from those situations that don't bring me peace. Yeah. And so had that live situation, and I actually shared it with a colleague of mine, and I was like, I practiced it. So I relaxed my shoulders, and I leaned back from the situation. And then the other thing that then came to me immediately, which I love, because I think that this also brings in the whole atomic habit, the habit stacking. Like when you start to do things, it creates these automatic nexts, right? And so the next thing I remembered is this incredible quote. It's going to be a quote, but it's an I am statement from the book when it talks about am I? Like that's the chapter. I think it's who are you or who am I? Is a chapter. And it says, I am the one who sees. I feel like I've said it on the podcast before, but I'm the one who sees from in here somewhere. I'm the one who looks out, and I'm aware of the events, the circumstances, and the feelings, thoughts that are happening and passing before me. So essentially, I'm in the seat of consciousness.
Yeah.
And that is a big I am for me. And so I was like, I lean back, and I am the one who is now looking at myself. And in looking at myself, I noticed that I literally put myself on mute. I picked the mute, I hit the space button to activate mute on the virtual. And I could feel that I felt like I wasn't being heard, or I was being heard differently than others in meeting. Like I felt that othering, And so I was like, that's not true. It's not true. Like it is a feeling, it's a thought, but there is another feeling, there is another thought that is equally also could be opposing to that. And so I chose the more empowering one, which is, what am I actually trying to communicate?
Yeah.
And do I believe it enough that it's important that I don't leave this call without ensuring that I have further clarified myself? And I was observing myself coming out of it too. And I was observing myself beginning to choose a more empowered stance and self-advocacy. And I felt the empathy too, because I was like, yeah, it's okay to feel that way. Doesn't mean it's true.
Yeah.
And then, yes, I did the thing. I worked through those feels. And interestingly enough, after that experience ended, I called someone because I wanted to get some feedback, but I didn't even get a chance to get the feedback. What they shared with me was something they're like, oh my God, we were just talking about, it's so great how like you were just like, you were so vulnerable, and that's so powerful. Like you don't typically see that for people like your caliber and all this and the other. And it just really empowered us. And I was like, awesome. You see what I'm saying? And so it's just reinforcement to say that I think the most powerful thing we can do for ourselves in those moments when we're feeling that angst and all this is relax our shoulders and lean back.
Yeah.
And then you get to make a decision as to how you want to lean in further.
At the beginning of your story, when you actually demonstrated it, you relaxed your shoulders and you leaned back. I actually saw you in control. I saw you with a sense of this strong, positive mindset, because what you did was you like elongated your body and you loosened your muscles and you maybe even had some deep breathing, like you were just in control.
I mean, now that you say it, it actually probably is, because it's sort of like, I hate to say it because I always say this, not in this particular situation, but it's something I often say in my ego mindset workshop training, is that like when you start to adopt the forward thinking mindset, like when you start to adopt a mindset that soars, then you have to recognize that eagles are the only birds that soar. Like chickens.
They don't soar.
Chickens don't soar. They flap on the ground.
They make you soar.
Right. And so when you just said that, I have that depiction where when you get a chance, when you actually do choose to lean back, well, guess what? You have actually left the chickens.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And now you're observing how you are.
Yes. But that makes complete sense. Yeah. And you know what else it did? Because sometimes human nature, we can be combative. We can lean in instead of leaning back. We can rebut. We can say things. We can interrupt. But the difference is when you lean back now, you almost have this attitude of people perceiving you as friendly and approachable.
Right.
And I want to hear what they have to say. And so that one significant gesture of leaning back actually makes a very big difference.
I agree. I think the other thing too is I think when you lean back, take a deep breath. You
Yeah.
bring yourself into the, I have to remember, I just kind of lean back and away from the mic.
Yeah. Oh, right. That's true.
You can't do that on the podcast. But what it gives you, I think it gives you an opportunity. When you take a deep breath, you automatically bring yourself into the present moment.
Yes. And you believe
because I do believe that you can't be in the past or the future and feel your current breath.
Yeah.
So when you bring yourself into the present moment, you can actually then have a clear conversation with yourself. Well, what is true in this moment? Because in the present moment with breathing, you are in your relaxed state.
Yes.
And whatever it is that you felt or this, any other, is because it triggered something that was past or future, but not in the present, right? And so I think it also gives you an opportunity to say, okay, whatever I just feel, whatever I just have, like, connected with something, but that something isn't necessarily in this moment. I've brought it in. So it also gives you actually take a little bit of accountability. And then you can assess that quickly. Have some tools set. Would be ideal if you had some tools that you can use to assess things like that quickly, and then choose your next step from a more empowered state.
Now, I would like to challenge anyone that if you lean back, I wouldn't recommend crossing your arms, because now that's a whole new different piece of body language, right? The goal with leaning back is to feel more approachable.
Keep yourself open. You want to keep yourself open.
The moment you close yourself, that is a different thing.
Well, the whole thing, I think you would I don't think you bring your shoulders down and then cross your shoulders because your shoulders lift, right? So the whole idea is keep your relaxing. Yeah.
Powerful.
Indeed.
So think about now, when you are in a situation that's awkward or upsetting, or you're feeling like you're not heard, or you're having a hard time conveying your message, what do?
Lean back.
Lean back.
No, and take a deep breath.
Relax
your shoulders.
Relax your shoulders.
Maybe that's so we're going to say step 1, relax your shoulders.
Yep.
Take a deep breath. Lean back.
And lean back.
And then observe what is observe yourself, not the others. Observe yourself in this experience that you're having.
Yes. And that will change the outcome.
I love it.
Me too. Awesome.
I didn't make it up. Michael Singer is an incredible thought leader. If you haven't read the book, The Untethered Soul, highly suggest it.
Yeah.
So we are a wrap for the short and sweet Empowering Bytes episode. And this is the time where I get to say, I'm Ink.
And I'm Gabby with 1B.
And we're out. Bye-bye. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode.